Coffee helps as a parent.
When I have really challenging nights, I prep my glass of wine early.
Prep the glass of wine.
Prep the wine early.
Hey, I'm Leslie Odom Jr.
Hi, I'm Nicolette Robinson.
And we have 2 little babies. Lucille Ruby, who's 4 years old.
And Abel Phineas, who is 11 weeks. Is that you?
Something like that.
Who knows at this point? It's child number 2.
Yeah.
He's here. He's here.
Wish someone told me. You got one? Go.
I wish someone would have told me how your house is never quiet again. Never again.
What would you have done differently if somebody said,
I guess
your house will never be quiet again? What would you have done?
I just miss it. I don't think I would have done anything about it.
Yeah.
Or just, take the volume from here to...
I wish somebody could have made me a little less anxious. I feel like the first baby, we didn't relax for 2 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody can make you less anxious. When it's your first baby, you don't know anything.
I feel like the second child, we're enjoying it a lot more. We're just savoring the sweet baby phase.
Nothing to do with the kid.
No.
I think it was, it's us.
I mean, on a more real note, I think I struggled a lot more with postpartum depression with our first child. And I think a lot of that came out of my challenges with breastfeeding and just feeling more prepared and also more supported emotionally. And all that has really helped me have less anxiety and less stress this time around. What's so interesting? I feel like because we are always trying to help our toddler manage her emotions, we're always telling her, take a deep breath, and then we take it with her, and I just didn't realize how much I needed that deep breath in the moment. So I'm like, okay, one more. And it actually really helps. It reminds me to, when you're trying to teach your kid how to deal with emotions, it's actually a really good reminder for yourself.
With my kid, I'm very aware of the time slipping away. It takes, if we're gonna go for a walk and it takes her 10 minutes, she's gotta run a little bit more and put her shoes on. It's like, we got the time.
I wish somebody would have told me just to leave extra amount of time to get out of the house, because there's nothing more stressful than when you're trying to get a 2-year-old to put clothes on and put shoes on and go to the car.
I don't mind being late.
I don't like being late. He'll be really late.
I don't operate well when I'm not well rested.
You're way worse than I am.
A little grumpy.
You're very grumpy. Yeah, we've been switching off at night. Our son, who's very small still, he wakes up. Sometimes he chooses to wake up at like 1 in the morning, which isn't so bad, but then sometimes he chooses to wake up at 3 in the morning, and the difference between those two is brutal.
3 is
3 a.m.
really, it hurts.
But I keep saying, when I was breastfeeding, I was the only one and I wasn't pumping. I had to feed him for every single feeding, and this one got to sleep cozily and soundly. And
yes. Did I get up and change the diapers though? Wouldn't I get up and...
At the beginning, you did.
You start to develop relationships and gravitate toward other people with kids the same age as your kid. So your circle changes a little bit. Before we had kids, we didn't know anybody that had kids.
Yeah.
And now, like, some of our closest friends we've made because they have kids around the same age as Lucy. So you'll find your people. My relationship with my parents probably changed for the better, and we had a fine relationship to begin with. But when you have kids, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a forgiving that happens too for the way you were parented, because you realize that there's no book. But they were adults to me, but they were 23 years old, raising kids. So there's a whole lot of just like automatic forgiveness, because you have this little life and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna make some mistakes too.
When we weren't really hanging out that much with our parents, we probably hang out with them more than we do with anybody else now. So that's a little sad.
No, I don't think that's true though.
No, I mean, they're around all the time.
Yeah, well, we don't hang out with them. They hang out with the kids.
Yeah. They hang out with the kids so that we can hang out with each other.
Yes.
I feel like we've gotten a lot closer. It's the two of you against them.
Yeah, there's strategy involved. There's planning involved. The closer we are, the more in tune we are, the easier the whole thing is.
I think we're also just more appreciative of date nights and the time that we get to spend together. So we realize how precious.
Remember the first couple date nights, all we're doing is sharing pictures of Lucy. Did I show you this one?
It's not always about what I wish somebody would have told me. It's more just, it's been really interesting to discover this shift. It's the hardest job that I've ever done.
100%. The hardest, most important job there is.
Yeah.